Excuse me. Good morning. Good morning. God bless you. Good to see you. Happy Blizzard Monday. It's a blizzard in New England. Ooh, and it's cold but this is what New England looks like. So we shouldn't be shocked. I was telling someone, good morning. I'm sorry, I just started talking, but I was telling someone back when I was a young little girl, when I was a lot younger, we had snowstorms that used to come up to the third floor, and girls couldn't wear pants to school back then. And we had snow that came up to the third floor. The drifts would go up to the third floor. So we should be used to this, those that are New Englanders. Amen. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good to see you. Good to be with you this morning. I didn't know if I was going to make it because this one right here, I love me some cold weather, snugly under the covers, sleeping. And I just wanted to stay there. It felt so good. But I got up and I got up to hear from the Lord for us this morning. And so I am here. I am here. I am glad to be here. It's a beautiful day this morning. It's always good to be grateful, always good to be thankful, always good to say hello to God's beautiful, beautiful people. And so good morning to you. Good morning to you. And so just going to give ourselves a few minutes to get settled and get ready to hear what the Lord would say to us this Monday morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend, enjoyed your weekend. It was a good weekend. The weather was decent, and so I hope you had a good weekend. Hope you did something good. Hope you helped somebody, blessed somebody. Yeah, so hope you had a good weekend. Yep, and so just want to thank God. It's always good to be grateful, always good to be thankful. I just want to thank God for this day, for waking us up this morning, to see another day, another opportunity to tell someone that God loves them and that God is concerned about them and God has a word for them. So, Father, I'm just so grateful this morning. I'm thankful to be here this morning, thankful to be a servant of yours, a part of the Builders Committee. Always grateful to build your people up. And so I'm honored to serve you this morning. Thank you for those that would hear what you would say this morning. Bless them in a special way. May they receive what you're saying this morning. May it get down in their heart, and may they be fully persuaded that God has spoken to them today and receive what you said to them today. And so I just say thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful day in the second month of the year of 2026. Been a great year, great year. And so on this Monday morning, the word that the Lord would say to you today is faith is believing. Faith is believing, and it's according to your faith. It's according to your faith, and faith is believing. What is faith? Faith is believing. Faith is believing everything God said, taking God at his word, confident that he is not like a man. He is not human. He is not a man. He cannot lie. He will not lie. He said, there's no capacity to lie in me. I am truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The absolute. He's the absolute, absolute. His word is absolute. Absolute. And so he said, faith is believing. Hey, to you, faith is believing, and it's according to your faith. And so it's according to you believing is what he's saying. It's according to you believing. Now, I'm so glad he gave us this as we, because we're still in the beginning of the year. It's still early in this 12 months of the year of 2026. It's still early, and he's speaking a lot of things to us. He's helping us. I love what he said, a focus now. He said, focus now, focus now. To me, that was so helpful. That was helpful to me, because that should be helpful to everyone, because we all can get started and get distracted and get interrupted in our direction and in our goals. But I love that he said, focus now, focus, stay on course. And so I'm so grateful that he speaks to us and he helps us. And today he says, faith is believing, and it's according to your faith. See, a lot of times we're dependent on other people's faith, but if we remember the stories when Jesus started his ministry. Jesus started his ministry. He had 3 years of ministry. And in 3 years, he turned the world right side up. Excuse me. He didn't turn the world upside down. He turned the world right side up. It was already turned upside down with the fall. It was turned upside down. That's why time started going backwards. But when he came on the scene, he came and turned the world right side up. All right. And so he wants us to know that in 2026, listen, all your endeavors, all your goals, the things that you had planned for, the things that you believe in God for, the things that you're hoping for. Listen, he said, faith is believing, and it's according to your faith. And so he reminding us early in the year, listen, faith is key. Faith is important. Faith is necessary for you to accomplish your goals. Yes, focus is a very important key. But he said faith is key. Matter of fact, faith is the foundation of anything you're going to do. It's going to first begin with faith. Everything begins with faith. Faith in God. Everything you need, everything you're hoping to see happen, it's going to be according to your faith this year. According to your faith. And he tells us this thing. He said we got to live by faith. We got to live by faith, meaning that our existence in this world, our being here and what we do in everyday life, we got to live by faith. We got to live by trusting God. The Bible says in Hebrew 11:6, it says in Hebrew 11:6, and it is impossible to please God without faith. It is impossible. You cannot please God if you don't have faith. And he said, and anyone who wants to come to him must believe. See, there's that belief. Must believe that God exists, that there is a God. Some people don't believe there's a God. And then some believe in many gods. But he said, believe that he is God. Believe that he is God and that he exists and that he rewards them, those who sincerely, in another way of saying it is diligently seek him. One said, diligently seek him out. Seek him out for that thing. Don't just seek, but seek him out for your answer. All right. And so this morning, it's according to your faith, honey. And faith is believing. Faith is believing. Now, he said it's according to your faith. And Jesus said, this is what Jesus said, have faith in God. This is what Jesus said. So listen, this faith thing is between God, you, and Jesus. It's between God, you, and Jesus. Everybody else is just added accessories. But this thing is a personal thing. This is between you, God, and Jesus. Because Jesus said, have faith in God. All right. So this faith is according to your faith, honey. Everything you need, everything you want. Faith is according to your faith for your healing. Listen, it's according to your faith for your healing. It's according to your faith for your provision. It's according to your faith to get that thing done. It's according to your faith to accomplish your goals. It's according to your faith for victory in that situation. It's according to your faith. Jesus even said, be it unto you according to your faith. You can have it according to your own faith. Jesus was saying, it wasn't my faith that's going to get you healed. It's not my faith that's going to get you victory. It's not my faith that's going to provide for you. It's your faith. You got to have faith. You got to have faith in God. It's according to your faith for your turnaround. This is what it sounds like in Matthew 29, 9:29. 9:29. It says, then he touched their eyes, more than one. He touched their eyes, saying, he touched their eyes, saying, he the one that touched their eyes, but he said, saying, according to your faith and your trust and reliance on the power that was invested in me, be it done to you. So he was saying, if you believe according to your faith and trust and reliance in the power that was invested in me. So he was saying, according to how much you believe that I am Jesus, the healer, I am Jesus, the deliverer, I am Jesus, the miracle worker, I'm the word. According to your faith that was invested in me, be it unto me, be it unto you. You can get it, you can have it if you have faith. If you have faith in God. Jesus was there doing a miracle, but he couldn't do the miracle if they didn't have faith in him. He couldn't cause them to see, restore their sight, if they didn't believe that this Jesus that just coming through the town, he can make me see again. We've been talking about seeing again. Somebody need to see again. I'm sensing somebody has lost their vision, not just sight, but vision. And somebody need to see again. You got to get your vision back. You got to have vision. He said, without a vision, if you don't have a vision, you perish. You got to have a vision. You got to have a vision for yourself. You got to, if you're a husband, you got to have a vision for your family. You got to have a vision for your ministry. We need vision for our nation. You need vision. Without vision, people lose restraint. People just go buck wild. They just everywhere if they don't have a vision. So we need vision. We need vision. And if you lost your vision, you can ask Jesus, restore my vision. I believe, I have faith that you can restore my vision. So I'll know which direction to go. So I'll know what to do, how to do it. I need vision. You know, faith. What is faith? What is faith? Faith is confidence. One says faith is assurance, confidence, the assurance of things hoped for with the evidence of things not seen. So you have faith for something you can't see. I'm not going to have faith for a cup because I already see this cup. And I have this cup. And guess what? I'm holding this cup. But guess what? Faith is having a cup, holding a cup without seeing the cup. Ooh, yeah, that's faith. Having it without seeing it. Because it says now faith. So faith is having it before you see it. You're hoping for it. And then you got confidence and assurance. It's a title deed, a guarantee that you got it, even though you don't see it. Faith, confidence in what you are hoping for, God can and will do it. So even though God is doing it, you got to believe. Even though God is going to do it, you got to believe. You got to have confidence that God will do it. And you got to know that he can do it. He said all things are possible. So you got to have confidence that he can do anything. All things are possible if you can. What is it? Come on, you know the answer. If you can believe. Now we say it and we preach it and we teach it and we tell it and we sang it. We sang it. But we got to really get it. We got to get this faith thing. And so I just want to thank God that at the beginning of the year, he is telling us, hey, don't forget your faith. Come on, anchor down your faith. Build up your faith. Strengthen your faith. You want to do some great things? You need some great faith. There's little faith, and then there's great faith, and then there's no faith. And so you don't want to fall in the category of no faith. You want to be in the category of little faith going to great faith. Because even little faith can move a mountain. If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can cause a mountain. Let me change that, because I want to change that, because it's important how we tell it. If you have teeny faith the size of a mustard seed, you can say to a mountain, you can speak to a mountain and command a mountain to get up and get out of your way. Ooh, that's some power right there. With that kind of faith, little teeny weeny mustard seed faith can do some big things. So you want to have either some little faith, but you want to grow to some great faith. Faith requires corresponding action. Faith without works is dead. It's nothing. It's worthless. It's no faith. Faith requires you to do something. Faith requires you to do something. Faith requires you to speak something. Faith requires you to do something, to say something. All right. And faith requires obedience, following instruction. Usually when you're working your faith, and you're using your faith for something, you will get an instruction. And when you get that instruction, you got to follow that instruction. Look at, was that Jesus that put spit on somebody, put spit on their eyes and put mud and, jump into this and do this? He gave instructions. Why? Because he wanted to see their faith. If you believe it for it, put some mud on your eye. If you believe it for it, do this. Do something to show that you have faith. Yeah. And so, one reason why people may not have faith today is because faith comes by hearing. So he told us how we get faith. How do you get faith in God? Now, you got to have faith, as he said, you just got to live by faith. And our whole existence of getting up every day, day to day, is by faith. And so we live by faith. And so how do we get this faith that we got to live by? It ain't like we can go to the grocery store and buy some faith. It ain't like we can go online and get some online faith. No, faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing. You got to hear something to have faith. Now, you can hear some stuff and get doubt. You can hear some stuff and get fear. You can hear some stuff and get unbelief. That's why he said, be careful what you hear. You shouldn't be listening to everybody. There's a lot of people talking online. Be careful. My little sister Tasha says, you ought to be very afraid. She said, be very afraid. What she was talking about, if you mess with her sister, her big sister Pam. She's like, if you mess with my sister, you better be very afraid, because Tasha come get you. She thinks she all that tough and everything. But you need to be very afraid what you're listening to. Everything is not truth. Everything is not God. He said, he warned us that there will be a time when there'll be seducing going on. I'm trying not to be too preachy, because I was instructed not to be too preachy. I want to say what I want to say, but there will be a time where there'll be such seducing, deception, and deceiving. So you got to be careful what you listen to. I just want to say that. But in order to get some faith, you got to be hearing. That's why I love faith teachers, faith preachers, faith. Because how am I going to survive? How am I going to live? How are you going to live? How are you going to survive? How are you going to get your healing? How are you going to get your breakthrough? How are you going to get your miracle? How are you going to get your provision? How are you going to accomplish that goal? How are you going to reach your destiny? How are you going to fulfill your purpose? You got to hear faith. You got to hear faith. And so when you hear faith, faith comes into your heart and cause you to believe. and cause you to believe until you're unshakable. Like somebody shouldn't be able to change your mind just like that. Somebody shouldn't be able to convince you to see it another way just like that. If you got faith in you, you should be unmovable, unshakable, that when the shaking comes, you won't fall. Because the shaking will come. You shouldn't fall because you're unmovable. You're rooted, you're grounded, your faith is sure. You got a sure foundation. I'm fully persuaded. I cannot be deceived. I cannot be deceived because I'm fully, when you're fully persuaded, you can't be deceived. I believe that. That just came out, but I believe that if you're fully persuaded, if you know without a shadow of a doubt, he said that come to him must believe that he is God. And you fully persuaded that he is God, nothing. Ain't nobody gonna come and tell you that, this thing is God now. No. You gotta be fully persuaded. So you gotta have faith. And faith comes by hearing. And faith requires action. And faith comes usually with an instruction, an act of instruction. And faith speaks. Faith sometimes requires you to say something. You gotta say something. Faith to live by. Faith, he said, walk by faith and not by sight. So you got to walk by faith. Every step you take, you got to take it by faith. Walking by faith. And then it'll be according to your faith as you walk that things will happen for you. As you walk according to your faith, and you walking by faith, and you're not walking by what you see. You're not walking by what we see. Listen, what if we walk by what we see with all that's going on in this world? We can't walk by what we see. We got to have faith in God. Walk by faith in God. Yeah, you got to walk by faith. He said, if you walk by faith and believe that he's God, then he said he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So I'm not looking at what's going on. I'm going to seek God about what's going on in our nation. I'm going to seek God. And then he said, I'm going to reward you if you seek me. What a promise. I bet he said yes to that. I bet he signed that with a yes and an amen. That's a promise right there. And see, these are the things you got to grab those promises. Now that's a promise. He said, if you believe that I'm God, and you seek me, I reward you. I will reward you for seeking me as God. Isn't that good? All right. And listen, faith never fails. If you put your faith in God, and if you live by faith, faith will never fail. Faith cannot fail. Why? Because faith is tapping into the supernatural. It's not a natural thing. It's not faith like, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. Okay. But it's really connecting. You need faith for God to deal with it, for God. That's why he said, believe that I am God and diligently seek me. I reward you. So he's saying, listen, your faith in me, you always get, that thing worked out for you. So faith is tapping into the divine supernatural power of God. You need faith for it. You need faith to put it on this natural situation. You need faith for this natural situation. You need some super on this natural situation. That's what faith is for. Mm-hmm. All right. And so I remember this was a long time ago. I spoke a word. I preached a message on faith is the fail safe. I'm just remembering faith is the fail safe. And so it's a fail safe is a mechanism in a machine or some kind of device that if it breaks down, there's a fail safe mechanism in there that it will work. It just won't be done and it don't work no more. No, they got a fail-safe mechanism inside that machine that if something goes wrong with the machine, the fail-safe will kick in and keep the machine going. And God said, listen, faith is the fail safe. No matter what's going on in this world, if you have faith in God, it'll work. It's going to work out for you according to your faith. According to your faith. All right. So listen, every healing, every miracle, every provision, everything you need, every dream, every goal, listen, it requires faith. And faith is, so when you say it requires faith, he said faith is believing that he is a healer, believing that he is a provider, believing that he is a way maker, that he can do the impossible. Got an impossible situation, my friend? Do you have an impossible situation? Are you in an impossible place right now? Is what you're going through seemingly feels impossible? Oh my God, this thing, Lord. He said, listen, all you got to do is believe. All you got to do is have faith in me, and it'll be according to your faith. So do you need to focus on the bad situation, or do you need to find you some faith? Do you need to get you some faith? Every time, it's a good time. It's a good thing to feed your faith and starve your fears. And so when you're in a situation, that's not the time to talk about the problem. That's time to find some faith. You need to hear something that's going to build your faith. You need to hear something that's going to strengthen your faith. If you're battling a sickness, don't read up on the sickness. Don't read up on the sickness and get more faith in the sickness. Look, study the healing. Find you some books on miracles and healing miracles and testimonies of miracles and healing. Yes. And feed your faith. Starve your fears. Starve them until they die. Every fear. You got to feed it. You don't sit there and feed fear so fear can get bigger and kill you. No. You feed your faith. You build up your faith. He said, we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. So you want to find testimonies. You want to find testimonies of how God provided when somebody had a need and God provided. Or somebody was sick and God healed them miraculously, supernaturally, healed them, restored them. And feed your faith until your faith get big like a giant. Faith is for the supernatural. Faith is to change natural things by the supernatural. Faith changes things. All through the Bible, the cloud of witnesses, right? They talked about how everything happened by faith. Everything great, everything miraculous happened by faith. Faith is what connects you to God. Faith is even how you receive Christ. You receive Christ by faith, right? By faith, you receive Christ. So he said, according to your faith, and faith is believing. Believe for it. Believe that he can do it. Believe. And then no. See, when you got to correct yourself, just stop and correct yourself. Believe that he can do it. No, that's not how I should say it, because tenses is key to your faith. Tenses is key to your faith. For he said, now faith. So faith is now. There's no gonna in faith. It's already done. My need is already met. I'm already healed. I already got the victory. It's already turned around. It's already worked out. In faith, it's already done. It's now. It's the now factor. Faith is the law of now. Hear that? Faith is the law of now. Just got that download. Faith is the law of now. If you're sick and you're a believer, do not say, I know God is going to heal me one day. Please get some faith and say, with his stripes, I were healed. And because I were healed, I am healed. He sent his word. Did it say to heal me? Or he sent his word and healed ED me and delivered ED, already past tense, me from all destruction. So put a now on it. Put a now on it and put a yet on it. I just thought about the yet. Put a yet on it. It ain't happened yet, but yet means that it's going to happen sooner or later. All right. And so I just wanted to encourage you this morning. Listen, grab hold of your faith, build your faith, strengthen your faith, get strong in your faith for 2026. Get strong in your faith for 2026. You got to live by faith. You got to walk by faith. You got to talk by faith. You got to pray in faith. You got to live by faith. And faith is believing. And according to your faith, honey, according to your faith, my sister, my brother, it's according to your faith, be it unto you. You'll have that thing. With some good faith, with some good believing, you'll have that thing. All right? God bless you. Stay warm on this beautiful blizzard day in New England. Don't forget, encourage someone, bless someone, be kind to someone, tell somebody something good, do something good for someone, right? And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe, if you would. Like, share, and subscribe. God bless you. See you in the morning.